Hello and welcome back to the Cartoonist studio with yet another mid-week special. Not an instead of, another one of those as well as. There will still be a video at the end of the week, and that's where I'll be doing another watercolour tutorial. Last week I did Santa Claus, this week I'm going to do Rudolph. So if you like that kind of thing, don't forget to come back on the Friday. Right, so what is today's video all about? And it's another in my emerging range of videos called Oodles of Doodles. It's where I effectively get a couple of pieces of paper together and I just draw what's in my mind. I sketch it out with a pen, not a pencil or anything else like that. They are just sketches, just a little bit of fun, a little bit of music. Sometimes I have a chat, sometimes I don't. But this week it's going to be on the theme of Christmas. Naturally, what else would it be on? So if you like that kind of content, then hit the notification bell, share it, let everyone know about us, leave comments in the comment section below whilst you're down there. A good way of supporting me is to click on any of the universal links for all the books that I produced on Amazon. It's Christmas. There is a Christmas book out there, remember. It's Big Old Bear's 12 Days Until Christmas. Right, advertising aside, gibberish aside, shall we go and see how I can mess up some perfectly good Christmas themes? Let's go and do just that. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cartoonist studio with the Oodles of Doodles. Now I know I've only done one of these Oodles of Doodles videos so far, this being the second, and the other one was just whatever came into my head. And this one I've given myself, I kind of like made it kind of strict by just picking a theme on Christmas. So I've got a few of the pictures here that just hopefully epitomise that season of the year and tries to bring in some of the happiness that so few people seem to have nowadays for Christmas. I love Christmas. And it doesn't matter how many people say, oh, bah, humbug, I don't like Christmas because of some reason or another, some memory or something that happened or a relationship broke up or anything like that. You know, yeah, those things are horrible, but isn't it a very good reason to be happy? Just the one time of the year that everyone seems to just, or generally everyone seems to be happy, just to go for it. Because you know what? The year starts pretty soon and we're back to normal, back to the misery, back to the frustration. So make the most of it, that's what I say. So I've created a collection of drawings, doodles if you like, that hopefully will inspire, cheer up and put you in the spirit for Christmas. And to start us off, we're going with Mr. Snowman, Mr. Frosty himself. And I hope you enjoy him. Like I said, I may be talking a little bit throughout this, but I think generally I'm just going to let my art and my pictures speak for themselves. So grab yourself some eggnog, if that's what you have, a drink of any kind, hot cup of tea, a nice little bit of wine or mulled wine, anything. Take in the smell of the Christmas tree and the sound of the bells, and if it's snowing outside, all the better. You've got a crackling fire, listen to that. If you haven't, go onto YouTube, there's loads of crackling fire videos. Put one of those on and watch the video and take in the magic, feel it, and hopefully let it carry on throughout the whole of the Christmas period for you. This next one is of two party growers, two old chaps, two old soaks, having come from either a party or a Christmas drink. They've had way too much, they've made great friends, and they're going down the street and they're giving it with gusto with their songs and their enjoyment. Happiness. Well, happy to them. Maybe not to the people who are trying to get to sleep in their houses, but we've all heard them as they wobble down the street. There's no harm in them, and they're having a great time. I've been to many of these types of Christmas parties, and at the time you feel great, maybe not so much so the next morning. This particular illustration is based on a greeting card I did many years ago. I mean, I've worked for other greeting card companies over the years, and I've produced Christmas cards, birthday cards, specialist business Christmas cards, I suppose. But this one was one that I did myself and sold into quite a few shops. And I thought I'll just have some general images, carol singers, party goers, Rudolph, Santa Claus, snowman, all that kind of thing. And I drew this picture. Now, this isn't a copy of that picture. It's just a variant of it, shall we say. And I really loved doing it. It was one of my favourite of the range. So I just thought, I was looking for ideas of stuff to do for this video, a doodle to produce for this video. Like I said, I haven't copied it. I just remembered it, shall we say. I haven't even got a copy because I sold out of them all. So I can't really use that as a reference. So it's just a memory of the kind of picture that it was. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it brings back better memories of nicer parties that you've been to. Not necessarily the next morning, but the party. The way you felt when you came out and you were friends with everyone, and it was just, everything was a bit more hopeful. So I hope this picture evokes those kind of emotions and memories. I'll shut up now and let these two old idiots entertain you. Right, well, welcome back again. One more point I'd like to bring out on these Oodles of Doodles. I think its main purpose is, well, it's two purposes. One, it entertains the hell out of me, which is never a bad thing. And two, it gives you an insight that the people who are watching my videos to pick up on techniques or learn to draw cartoons and what have you, it gives them a pretty good insight into how I break down the creation of a character, whether it be human, animal, mineral, or vegetable oil, as they say. I know that's not the right phrase, but that's what I like to say. So hopefully for those students of the art, I hope these videos help you. So I will be doing more of them. I enjoy them. I think they are quite instructional. You know, I've gathered a certain amount of experience over the years, and I'd like to impart that. Next year, I'm looking to bring in more videos, should we say tutorial videos, where I break down certain parts of the body, whether it applied to a human or an animal, should we say, or even a fish. It doesn't really matter. It'll just be how I break the whole thing down by using shapes. So there will be certain videos which will be just for that, and there'll be a playlist for that as well. So that'll be just for the students of cartooning. Maybe someone who's starting out, maybe someone who wants to brush up on skills they used to have, that kind of thing. Now, seeing as this particular picture is about carol singers, I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to tell you about one of my books. Now, I have a book out there called The Night of the Village Idiots. As a matter of fact, I have two books out there. The one of them is an actual novel, and the other is the graphic novel rendition of the novel. Confused? Oh, you will be. But the reason I mention this, and there should be a picture for it up in the screen somewhere, well, for both of them actually. But the reason why I mention it is that the story itself, the graphic novel, I did it on Facebook many years ago, well, a few years ago. And every week I'd do another page, and it built up and built up and built up until I finished the story. I then thought, right, let's put it out as a graphic novel. It's about 103 to 105 pages. So, you know, fairly substantial, shall we say. But because I'd already produced it on Facebook and put it out as a book, I thought I'll give people something new. So I did a Christmas story, a Christmas Sleepy Hamlet. Now, Sleepy Hamlet is about a village full of idiots. They're just literally crazies, live out in the country, live in their own little insular world, and all kinds of things happen to them, and the outside world means nothing to them. It's pure escapism, it's pure slapstick, it's pure silly, it's just humour for the sake of humour. So I took the Christmas theme, and I thought, how would Sleepy Hamlet deal with it? And I had them going out carol singing, a perfectly harmless pastime, until you get the villagers of Sleepy Hamlet involved, and then it turns into a catastrophe. It was only about a 5 or 6 page story. It was thoroughly enjoyable. I love doing it. I love drawing snow, lots of snowy pictures. So that is the graphic novel version of The Night of the Village Idiots. If you like my work, you like graphic novels, or you know someone who does like my work or who would love that kind of thing, then there, once again, as I say, there is a universal link for that book in the description below. Just make sure it's the graphic novel that you get, if that's the way you are inclined. If you want a novel, then there's also a link for that. Right, I'll shut up and let you carry on watching the rest of this particular picture. Well, this has got to be my favourite, probably of them all. Not on my favourite drawing, but the favourite emotion, shall we say. It's that Christmas morning rush that kids have. We've had the build up to it. They're excited. They know the presents are around, and they come tearing into the room, and they're almost like they dive into the centre of the pile. And in literally 5 minutes, there's paper all around the room, and all the build up, all the weeks and the months that it's taken you to get all this stuff together is done in the space of a few minutes, and the children are left panting in the debris of the Christmas morning rush. I used to love it. Even though my dad was a major league bar humbugger, he hated Christmas. He used to say, pagan tradition, miserable, blah, blah, blah. I've no idea what happened in his childhood. No idea, because my granddad was a really happy guy around Christmas. But anyway, he didn't like Christmas. I think he was one of the earliest ones who was against the commercialization of Christmas. It wasn't as bad then as it is now, but he didn't like it. But he hated it, and my mum tried to make it special for us, but it was never that easy because Dad just went on and on about it. And he wasn't the kind of person that could easily be told to shut up. Now, he was wonderful with us at Christmas. He was very excited for us on Christmas morning. He'd be saying, oh, that's wonderful, and that's great, and oh, isn't this fun? And he'd be a great dad to have around on Christmas Day, but the lead up to it, not so much. And when we left home, many years later, I went to see my mom, and it was on about 2 days before Christmas. There was no decorations anywhere, and she said, no, he's allowed me to put them up on Christmas Eve as long as I take them back down again Boxing Day. And that was it. And that's the way he carried on for many years. But Christmas for me was, on Christmas Eve, my grandparents, my dad's mom and dad would come and stay. And they turn up probably around about 5, 6 o'clock at night. To us, it felt really late because it was dark and it was winter, and we couldn't wait. The second they came, we'd fling ourselves at them. And my granddad was this big 6'4" Irishman. He would say, it is the kids now. Geez, you're looking forward to Santa Claus. We'd say, yes, we are. He said, it's so exciting. I've had a message from the man himself, and he says he's coming round and he's got a whole sack full of the stuff for you. And we'd be so excited, and he'd make it so magical. And then he'd come and tell us a story about Christmas, usually a horrific ghost story full of blood, guts, and God knows what else. He was a great storyteller. But we loved it, and we loved him. And we'd go to sleep. And we'd wake up a million times during the night. And then all of a sudden, we'd hear my granddad getting up. And he'd be saying, Lynn, come on, get up now. Let's come and get the kids. Christmas is here. And she'd be saying, go back to sleep, Bob. No, let's go and wake the kids up. And he was a bigger kid than the rest of us. So we'd get there, and he'd come in the room and he'd say, are you awake, kids? And we'd just jump out of bed and rush out. And he'd say, right, stay there. I'll go downstairs and see if Santa Claus been. So he'd go downstairs, and he'd always wind us up. He'd pop his head around the corner and say, does anyone fancy a cup of tea first? Or maybe a cooked breakfast? He'd say, no, Grandad, has he been? And he'd be giggling and laughing and loving every second of it. And then all of a sudden he'd come back and say, he's been. Come on downstairs now. And we would tear down the stairs. You could almost imagine the carpet coming off the rails behind us as we tore down the stairs, through the front door, and just dive into our piles of presents. And it was great. And he always made Christmas magical. My mum and dad did too. The old fella, he loved it. And it's strange because when I had kids of my own, I used to make them wait to the top of the stairs. And I'd come back down the stairs and I'd say, just going to check to see if Santa's been. And I'd walk into the front room, I'm thinking, how long can I keep him waiting? Am I going to tell him about the cup of tea? Shall I offer him a breakfast first? Shall I do what Grandad did? I never quite had the courage. And so I got the camera set ready, and I'd come round the corner, I'd say, it's been, come on then. And they'd tear down those stairs, and it was all I could do to get the camera out to try and stop them bashing me all over the place whilst they tore into their presents, and all that joy and all that festivity, all that happiness, and all those memories came flooding back. And I loved Christmas. Now they're grown up, and I've got grandchildren, and they come and see me on Christmas Eve. I'm now the granddad that they look forward to seeing on Christmas Eve. It's gone full circle. It's a wonderful time. Anyway, that's the rest of the picture. That's the pictures done now. The end of this picture will be the final one. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, then like and subscribe. Hit that like button and subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts, what your memories are at Christmas. And don't forget to come back Friday because I'm going to be doing a watercolour. I may just have changed my mind on what watercolour I'm going to do. I was going to do the Rudolph, but I think I may do the two Christmas party goers that I drew in today's video. Let me know what you fancy me doing. So all that aside, get that Christmas spirit going. Really start to feel happy. If you're the kind of person that doesn't really enjoy Christmas, think about the happiness that Christmas brings to others and just soak it all up. Love it, enjoy it. I hope that maybe if you're not necessarily a Christmas lover or you're on the fence, that I've turned you around and turned you into someone who looks forward to this magical, spectacular time of the year. Right, thank you once again for your time, and I hope to see you on Friday. And until then, bye-bye for now.